What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. And let's get started because we have a lot of news to cover today. And here we have John D, who is posting or retweeting what Ryan Zagone posted. And this has to do with these fees that you have when you're trying to transfer money from bank to bank. And uh, here we see what Ryan Zagone said. He said, "Yep, the fees are typically fixed. I was charged $15 to receive $4." So he's literally charged almost four times as much just to send a payment. And for some reason, the banks process over domestic wire. Banks wonder why they are losing small business and have lost remittances. And this is exactly why. Can you imagine? In order to transfer $4, they're going to charge you 15. It's not sustainable. It does not work. It's ludicrous. It's insane. This doesn't last in the long term. James Rule XRP posted this, and this is why folks were moving towards a tokenized economy, a digitized um, central bank digital currency. It's coming, folks. It's a matter of when, not if. This is here and it's now. Listen to Gupta here talk about tokenization of everything. And this is from Consensus. Listen.
I view that where we are today, while money is important and it, of course, be tokenized, in reality, every asset class is going to get tokenized. And that includes whether it's physical property or paintings or buildings, what have you. The notion of tokenization extends well beyond currency as a medium of exchange. I view that where we are
And
today, while
there you have it. Tokenization is coming, and it's being talked about everywhere. Everywhere. This is a main topic. The only thing is we don't have regulation at all. But we do see that we have wealthy investors putting their money in. Listen to this guy. His name is Carl Icahn, and he's the Icahn Capital CEO. Listen to what he has to say in this video.
I'm looking at the whole business. I'm not looking at what to buy necessarily at this time. I'm just looking at the whole business and how I might get involved in it with Icon Enterprises in a relatively big way, because I do think it's here to stay in one form or another. I think
relatively big way. What does relatively big way mean, Carl?
Well, a big way for us would not be to buy a few coins or something, you know. You know, I'm not going to buy a few coins. I don't believe in trading the market if I can help it. You know, I've learned
hundreds of millions, billions. Is that what we're talking?
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, a big way for us would be, you know, $1 billion, billion and a half
Whoa.
dollars, something like that. But that would be a sort of a big way, I guess, for us. But sometimes we go bigger than that. Sometimes a lot smaller. So I'm not going to say exactly. But to get back to the, I guess in a way to really get back to the concept. But a lot of these other things, though, I think out there are overvalued. There's no question about that in my mind. But that doesn't mean that necessarily. And I was saying about cryptocurrency, to get back to it, there will. I don't think there will be a lot of the survivors that are out there trading today in it. You know, I don't think so. I think there's got to be some form of really feeling there's safety and value there.
So first of all, he said we're going into it in a relatively big way. And a big way for him, he said, was $1 billion and a half dollars. Can you imagine he's going to scoop up a lot of shares, or sorry, not shares, coins in the market, and the people like him are flooding in. Remember, J. Biancamono said it's going to be trickle, trickle, and then flood, and it's happening. We're seeing it now. I'm not saying that this bull run is different. No, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is they're starting to see the picture. They're starting to understand what's happening, the trend. And he said this is here to stay. However, he did say a lot of these things are overvalued. So what does that mean? That means we're in a speculative market. Right now, you just wait. I do believe that we're not in a utility bull run. This is all speculative. And so I think this might be like the .com era where you see these things going up parabolically and then they come crashing down. And you'll see a lot of people putting in that money when these things come crashing down. So I've always been a believer in taking a few profits. That's why you have your long-term bags and your short-term bags. Moving on now, we have to talk about regulations because all these people, these billionaire investors are coming in, but what about regulations? And how are we going to get rid of, like he said, he doesn't see many of these cryptos uh, surviving that are trading today. But how do we get through regulations? Now we know Hester Peirce has said, I look forward to working with regulators and with Congress to fill in the gaps of investor protection in these crypto markets. Well, this is Gary Gensler talking about this. And then Peirce said crypto may force SEC to modernize rules. Okay, so there's been a steady trend in terms of bringing on regulation. And we see that John Deaton says this about what Gary Gensler said. He said that the cryptocurrency and digital asset space pay attention today. And this was when Gary Gensler was testifying. He said he wants to be relevant. He defines relevancy through regulation. He said, we have only been able to bring 75 actions. And Deaton's making the point, only 75? And so he's saying here that he has the mindset of a career regulatory bureaucrat. So basically, and this is his opinion, but all the moves that Gary Gensler is making seem to indicate that he's bringing regulation to the digital asset space. And whether you like it or not, this SEC case is really bringing relevancy to the whole entire space, and it's coming and it's coming fast. And another reason why I'm saying this is because the Federal Reserve Vice Chair says that the Fed, OCC, and FDIC are rushing out cryptocurrency plans. So this is speeding. Remember, trickle, trickle, and then flood. Prepare yourselves because the flood is coming. You're early. And we're still in a speculative market. And this is not financial advice. But when things become highly overvalued, and I'm not talking about your long-term bags. This is short-term. Take profits off of those. And it's not financial advice. Everyone's plan is different. But we're in a speculative market. And when we see regulatory clarity coming out, we're going to see a lot of cryptos go away. Okay? That's why utility matters. Kevin Cage. And I think this is good advice. If we pump hard going forward, he makes more solid returns. If we crash, he's able to buy more crypto. So he has his long-term holdings, doesn't touch. Short-term trading bag that he's able to take profits off of. And he also has side money to dollar cost average into these dips. So be smart about your investments. Some people like to go all in, others like to dollar cost average. I think this is a good plan, and know your percentages of what you're willing to trade in your short-term bag. It's all part of your trading plan. Okay, you have to have a level head, a plan, and execution, and that's what matters in this market because it's highly volatile. Hope this episode has brought you some value. Like and subscribe, comment below. I like hearing from you. Let me see what your thoughts are. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.